Hey guys, it's Katie, and I'm at Quilly's. Today, I want to touch on customer service and a good guest experience. What makes good customer service? What makes bad customer service? Giving good customer service is all easy peasy when the customer is happy and it's straightforward. But what about when a guest is unhappy, or what about when there is a problem that you need to address? I'm here to tell you some stories of working at the parks and how we at Quilly's handle customer service when there is a problem or an unhappy customer. If you want to learn more about RV park management, make sure to follow our channel and like the video. Today, I'm going to go over 3 different experiences, all of which happened to me or my employees in the parks, and we're going to show you what can be done to enhance the customer experience, and hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes. One of the most important things that you can do with your guests is to follow up, and I actually have a perfect story about that and my guests with internet. We once had an overnight guest who was having issues connecting to the internet. They actually ended up calling the office, letting us know what was going on. We immediately went down to the internet, checked it, did a reset of it. After everything was reset, we actually got onto our phone, we made sure that the internet was working correctly, and we saw that it was. If you look at it on the surface, we did everything correct. We listened to the guest, we addressed the problem, and we even checked our personal device to make sure that the problem was resolved. The critical thing that we didn't do was touch base with the guest and let them know that we had resolved their issue. In the eyes of the guest, we had just heard that they had a problem, hung up, and then nothing ever happened for them. We just disappeared. And that leads me to one of the easiest and most important things that you can do with your customer, and that's following up. The second story that I want to talk about is uncomfortable conversations. So sometimes you're going to have a guest who is going to stay for a longer period of time. Maybe they're working a job in the area, maybe they are full-time and they're going to be at your park for an indefinite amount of time. Maybe they're just there for a certain season. Whatever the reason is, when you have these guests, you actually have an increased risk of having to talk to them about something uncomfortable. So maybe you're going to have to talk to them about keeping their site clean, or maybe about items that are outside that you don't allow at your park. A small example would be a deep freezer, maybe they have outside, or maybe they are storing a lot of items under their RV. And these are things that maybe you do or don't allow at your campground, but if you don't allow them, you're going to have to address them. This situation can go 2 ways. Maybe you ignore it and you hope that they clean it up, or you mention it to them and you give them some time to do it, but you don't truly follow up on it. This usually does not work out, and by the time you truly address it, it's been going on for a long time, the problem has snowballed, and both parties are frustrated. They are frustrated because all of a sudden you're coming at them with strong demands of cleaning up their site, and you're frustrated because you've been telling them for months that they need to clean up their site, that they're not allowed to do this, and finally you're having to follow through with it. I actually want to say that a really good example of this is people not letting their dogs on a leash, or not leaving their dogs on a leash. This is a problem that is pretty much, I think, at every RV park, and this is something that can snowball really quickly. The other way that this situation can go is that you address it immediately and in a polite and consistent manner, which means same rules for everyone. If the rules are the same for everyone and you enforce them with the same standard in every case, then you will not have these upset people who are kind of questioning what you're doing, because it's across the board. We absolutely here at Quilly's believe in giving people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they have a cooler sitting out because it needs to be soaking to get cleaned, or maybe they ran out of dog bags and they're running back to their camper to grab the spare so that they can come back and clean up their dog poop. By addressing these problems immediately, you actually give them a chance to say, hey, not a problem, I was actually running back to my camper to get a dog poop bath, or hey, not a problem, I actually was just hoping to soak this overnight and then I'm going to clean it and it'll be gone. You give them a chance to show you that they were actually going to take initiative. For me, the most important thing is that it's handled consistently among all parties, and that you remember that it is an uncomfortable conversation for everybody involved. Everyone here at the parks are working towards a common goal: to live together in a peaceful, clean environment, and it's good to remember that we're all working together, we're not working against each other. So the third case that I want to talk about is good communication throughout the guest experience. This is more of a general way that we provide good customer service, but it's something that's really important. We always tell guests when there's a planned event. There's nothing worse than taking a shower and suddenly you have no water because the RV park has turned off the water. And this is actually something that has happened at one of my parks. One of my newer maintenance men just shut the water off, didn't tell anybody. Somebody was taking a shower. Obviously they were very upset. And so this was something that was pretty easy to change. I, let everybody know, hey, if we're going to do something like this, we really need to let me know beforehand so that I can let everybody know. We can either send out a quick text or an email, and that lets the guest plan accordingly. Of course, there's always times when an emergency happens when it's unavoidable. One time we actually had somebody driving through the park, they hit a hookup, the water broke off at the 2-inch pipe, there's water spurting everywhere, like it was like Armageddon was happening, the sky was falling, and we had to shut off the water. We couldn't tell anybody. But what we did do is, right when we turned off the water, we let everybody know, hey, we're having an emergency, the water's gonna be off, hopefully we'll have it up in a few hours. So even though we didn't really let them plan accordingly, we did tell them what was going on and let them know that it was an emergency. All right, guys, so that wraps up the 3 things that I implement in all of my parks to make sure that the customer service / guest experience is good. And that is, good follow-up for problems that might come up, having the uncomfortable conversations very quickly so that we can just get out of the way and make sure we're all on the same page, and to make sure that we always have good communication and give our guests the heads up on anything that might be going on. And I just want to give a honorable mention to how beautiful the pond is today and how relaxing it's looking at Quilly's big fish. Let us know in the comments below, what are some important customer service or guest experience aspects that you have experienced as an RVer, or that you wish that you were experiencing as an RVer? Let me know in the comments below. I actually think that good communication is the cornerstone to good customer service and a good guest experience. Sometimes the guest is going to be upset, and heck, sometimes you might be upset. The most important thing is to remember that we're all in this together, and we're all working towards the common goal of having a good environment to relax in. Through good communication, we can let the guests know what's expected of them and what to expect of us, and we can show them that we are going to take control and to make sure that they have a relaxing time. After all, traveling is stressful, but being at the RV park shouldn't be. If there are other aspects of the RV park business that you're interested in covering, please let me know in the comments below. I'm currently working on some suggestions that I've gotten. And until next time, I'm Katie, and I'm still at Quilly's.